The ruling APC gets set for crucial national convention with many political points on the line. More members indicate interest in national positions during the forthcoming convention, just as defections continue as the nation nears key off-cycle elections this year and the presidential election next year. Also on political updates today, youth inclusion in governance. Group gives pointers to areas the younger generation can exhibit their competence in national development. We have this and more on the program today. I am Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has formally received the Deputy Minority Leader of the Senate, Senator Emmanuel Bacha, into the APC. Senator Bacha, representing Taraba South, was elected on the platform of the PDP.
Senator Emmanuel Bacha, one of the top-ranking lawmakers in the National Assembly, was presented to President Muhammadu Buhari by the Chairman, Caretaker, and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the APC and Governor of Yobe State, Mai Malabuni.
In appreciation of what we've been doing and the leadership we've been providing for the country, he decided, along with his teaming supporters across Taraba State, to join us. Because in joining us, there are sitting House of Assembly members, former speakers, and the former House of Representative members, and some sitting House of Representative members are joining the party with him. So we are here before you for your blessing, and from this point we are going to agree on a date that we are all converging in Jalingo to give him a proper reception.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who presented the flag of the governing party to the new entrant, appreciated Senator Bacha for believing in his leadership and selflessness in service to the nation, as well as trusting the genuine commitment of the APC to a greater Nigeria.
I think it's a great day for APC today. If there's a professional politician, you are one of them. You have come all the way along from House of Assembly, Representative, Senate. I think you are gradually moving to this office. I wouldn't mind. You are genuinely welcome, and I am congratulating the chair of APC and the party itself for having you.
Senator Bacha, who poured encomiums on the president, said his decision to part ways with the PDP was a demonstration of gratitude for responding to the needs and aspirations of his constituents.
The EB bridge, which had been awarded and work is ongoing, was awarded under President Muhammadu Buhari. Nobody from my senatorial district is not happy about this project because this has been our cry since the colonial days. And under his watch, the Kashimbila Dam project had been completed. So I had to answer to the calls of my constituent to join this party and redefine the narrative in Taraba State and restore its lost glory. I am calling on all and sundry to join forces together so that we can build a better Taraba, where governance will be seen as the hope of the people, and where development of infrastructure will be a key priority. Basically, that is my mission statement.
The APC caretaker chairman, Governor Mai Malabuni, is optimistic that the strength of the governing party will continue to bolster as the next general elections draw near.
35 elected state chairmen of the APC, including that of the FCT, have been issued certificates of return.
Security was tight, and so was the schedule of events. This did not reduce the enthusiasm of party members who thronged Buhari House, APC National Secretariat, in their numbers to witness the event. Having been elected in October 2021, these certificates, they said, have been long awaited to enable them hit the ground running.
I will be growing the party by maintaining the open door policy in asking all our brothers who feel one way or the other offended. I'm throwing a hand of friendship for them to come back to the Abia family.
There's no winner and there's no loser. We are all APC brothers and sisters. We are all the same family. Starting from tonight or tomorrow, I'll be going from one house to another house, appealing to our people.
When you're playing golf, your eyes on the ball. My eyes is to win election come 2023 for the federal government and for Rivers State. I'm going to go all out to mobilize aggrieved members of the party to make sure we work together as a family. That's the only way you can win.
The federal government has done so much for the state and the southeast, and there's no way we cannot continue to support the federal government and support APC as well.
Secretary, APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, John James Akpa-Odoedehe, made the presentation to the 35 state chairmen, excluding those of Kano and Sokoto states.
Still on the APC, the All Progressives Congress Initiative for Good Governance, a support group, says it is developing a strategy to complement efforts towards promoting what it called the indelible achievements of the party.
Members of the group describe themselves as individuals with like minds focused on rolling out plans to champion and sustain the progressive political ideology of the APC. The concept they maintain will be diffused through constructive engagement amongst actors in the 3 tiers of government, as well as adequate mobilization amongst those they identified as the critical mass for political dominance and a sustainable democratic culture.
We want to crave the indulgence of the government to create an office, especially special advisor on good governance. That will bring about a kind of space where people will bring in advices.
Our major reason is to augment the existing work and by extension to give the government maximum support and cooperation to actualize its lofty goals.
The good governance being put in place by this administration has reached each and everybody, a man in the village, the fisherman in my community, the groundnut seller in the market.
APC Initiative for Good Governance says it is mobilizing its state coordinators to hit the ground running.
Joining us now in the studio is Kingsley Femi Fanwo, the KFF, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Kogi State. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, your party is getting near to the date with destiny, the National Convention. And of course, this week, just like you saw in one of the clips there, you gave certificates to your chairmen from different parts of the country. Going now, towards this convention, are you good to go as a party?
Yes, we have every confidence to say the party is good to go as far as the February 26th convention is concerned. And when you look at the track record of the Buni-led CACPC, you would agree with me that they've kept to their timetable. They've kept to all the promises that they made to the party when they took over the affairs of the party. And one of the promises is that they were going to ensure stability of the party. Today, the party is stable. They also promised to mobilize new members into the party through the membership registration and revalidation. They've been able to move millions into the party. Today, our party is made up of 41 million Nigerians. That is the largest in the entire Africa by a single political party. And also, they have been able to bring high-profile individuals, including governors, senators. You just saw the Senate Deputy Minority Leader joining the party. So you would call Memalabuni the Pini Zahavi of politics because in terms of political transfers, he has broken a lot of records by bringing in governors of states, senators, members of the House of Representatives, and other high-caliber individuals across the country. He has fulfilled that promise. Then they also promised to organize, credible congresses. From the ward to the local government to the state level, they've been able to organize those congresses. They also promised to reconcile the party. They set up a reconciliation committee led by our own respected Senator Abdullahi Adam. And the committee just submitted their report a few days ago. That shows that we are moving in the right direction. And also part of the timetable was to issue this certificates of return to our state chairman, which was done successfully yesterday. So we're on track. And, we want to assure party members that this CCPC is ready to organize a convention to remember.
All right, I love the enthusiasm, but we also know that there are some issues, still contentious issues plaguing the party in some states. Have they all been resolved going to this convention, especially when you know that there are vested interests? Yeah, definitely. When you have a big political party like the All Progressives Congress, you expect that there will be vested interests here and there. But let's look at it from this way. 34 state chairmen were issued certificates of return yesterday. That shows that we have peace in 34 states from 36, including the FCT. That tells you that if you have 34 over 36, then the party is relatively peaceful. Those interests will always be there, but it is the responsibility of the party leadership to ensure that they manage all of these interests, weave them together, and form a chemistry that will be able to position APC to retain power beyond 2023. All right, we'll still talk about other issues, as the program continues. Now, the National Assembly caucus from Niger State has visited Governor Abubakar Sani Bello of Niger State to support Senator Sani Musa, who represents Niger East Senatorial District.
Leader of the delegation, Senator representing Niger North, and the Deputy Chief Whip, Abdullahi Aliyu Sabi, intimated the governor on the aspiration of their colleague, Senator Muhammad Musa Sani, and seek his support to the actualization of his intentions. The caucus informed the governor that they had duly notified the leadership of the party at the state level and were assured of all the needed support.
We want to see a situation where the parties have become institutions and where they groom leaders and where those leaders will come with ideology of that particular party, and that is what I'm trying to do. I will build an ideology for the APC.
Niger State Governor and Chairman North Central Governors Forum, Abubakar Sani Bello, expressed delight over the aspiration of the lawmaker, whom he described as a friend and brother, noting that with about 6 aspirants from the North Central jostling for the position, the zone is obviously prepared to produce the national chairman of the ruling party.
So I wish my brother success, I wish him luck.
The visiting team also commiserated with government and the people of the state over the recent terrorist attack on some communities, assuring that government will continue to do its best in ensuring the safety of lives and property in the country.
About other political developments, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has presented certificate of return and flag to the party's candidate for the June 2022 governorship election in Ekiti State. The party also constituted a 9-man post-primary reconciliation committee chaired by former Senate President David Mark with a mandate to reconcile all stakeholders of the party in Ekiti State.
Side of the PDP National Secretariat, party supporters from Osun State gathered to demand free and credible primary election in the state. While in NWC Hall, it was a presentation of certificate of return and flag to Olabisi Kolawole, winner of the Ekiti PDP governorship primary election.
We are happy that in spite of all disagreements which are healthy in the party, we were able to produce a very, very experienced politician from Ekiti State as our candidate for the governorship election.
We will unveil our manifesto very soon. We'll carry along the leadership of the party.
The party's National Working Committee then met with stakeholders from Osun State.
We don't want a situation where we have a divided house And at the end of the day, we go home crying that we have lost elections.
And I believe that we're going to have free and fair primary.
The stakeholders' meeting is to reconcile all factions in Osun State to forge a common front going forward into the party's governorship primary election.
Developments almost moving to a frenzy in different political parties, including yours. Almost every other day, a new member, a new masquerade comes out for either vying for national positions at the national level of the party, or even the helmsman's seat. At the end of the day, dashed hope and expectations, how do you begin to reconcile, especially when people don't eventually get what perhaps they were canvassing for?
Yeah, politicians know they are playing a game of politics. And it's a game, it's either you win or you lose. So when you win, you have to be able to carry everyone along so that they'll be able to give you the desired support to succeed. And when you lose, you have to concede that to the party, to the health and progress of the party, and join forces with those who have won the elections to move the party forward. So it is not going to be a problem. They know that it's a game, that you either win or lose. So it's not going to be a very serious issue, reconciling all of those interests together at the end of the day.
All right. A number of governors have indicated interest in the presidency. Some are consulting. Some have come out clearly. Some ex-governors as well. You are the Information Commissioner for Kogi State. In what category is your boss?
Yeah, some are declaring, and you know, we were joking about the issue of people going to the president to go and tell him that Mr. President would want to vie for the presidency. The situation with my boss, the Governor Yahaya Bello, is that Nigerians are calling on him to come and contest that election. A few days ago, you saw about 600 women groups converged here in Abuja to call on him to come out and vie for the presidency. And a couple of weeks ago too, he said that he's going to ensure that he puts his best into the success of this convention. That what is most important now is the success of the convention. That after the convention, then he will declare his interest for the presidency. So, all right, so we can safely say that he will definitely declare, but he has not declared.
Okay, so women group calling, youth group calling, he will eventually pick the call.
Definitely.
All right. Definitely. So that
he has assured the people that he's not going to disappoint them. So definitely he will come out to declare.
Thank you, Commissioner. Before we go on the international scene, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is already in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, for the 35th ordinary session of the AU Assembly. Is the Assembly of African Union of Heads of State and Government. Now let's take in a preview of that event.
President Muhammadu Buhari arrived Bole International Airport, Addis Ababa, at 10:30 Thursday evening local time. On hand to receive him was a high-powered Ethiopian government delegation led by the Minister of Education, Berhanon Niga. Others were Nigeria's ambassador to Ethiopia, ministers of foreign affairs, health, agriculture, humanitarian affairs, disaster management and social development, as well as other senior government officials. President Buhari is expected to join other African leaders at the AU summit beginning on Saturday for talks aimed at finding solutions to political, economic and social challenges facing the continent.
The AU summit is perhaps the largest and the most politically significant gathering on the continent. So it's very important that Nigeria as a leader in Africa is here and represented by no less a personality than its president.
So what should Nigerians be expecting from this summit?
Africa has challenges, particularly our own sub-region. We know the rash of coups that have been happening. It has happened in Mali, it has happened in Guinea, there was an attempt in Guinea-Bissau and all that. So this is a platform and a forum to look critically at what is happening on our continent and also in our sub-region, and perhaps proffer the way forward. We also know that even Ethiopia here is challenged. There is a Tigray conflict. So this is the time for Africa to sit down and brainstorm, for African leaders to chart the way forward to a peaceful continent.
Size of political update, but before we go, Kingsley Femi-Fanwo, Commissioner for Information, Kogi State, is still here with us. Find out what's on the program.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy about yesterday's inauguration of the state chairman of our party, and that speaks to the fact that the leadership of the CCPC is doing very well. I'm also happy that the state chairman acknowledged the contributions of the CCPC chairman, Governor Mimalabuni, and also made mention of the great contributions of Governor Yahaya Bello to the development of the party. It's not a surprise that they are doing that. When you look at elections in Ekiti and Ondo State and the role that Governor Yahaya Bello played in ensuring victory for APC, then you will agree that those chairmen are not misplacing that commendation.
As a Commissioner for Information, I think you have done your job.
Thank you very much.
That's the size of political updates on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. My name is Fisa Ogunfi, thanking you for staying tuned. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and you know where to be locked on the Nigerian Television Authority for your news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Don't forget that advice. Play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.